Very well, honorable members. I proceed to propose the question, which is that taking into consideration the findings of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security on its report on the approval hearing of a nominee for appointment as chairperson of the Independent Policing Oversight Authority laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 18th August 2026, and pursuant to the provisions of Article 252B of the Constitution and Sections 3 and 8 of the Public Appointments Parliamentary Approval Act, Cap 7F, this House approves the appointment of Dr. Duncan Oburu Ojwang as the chairperson of the Independent Policing Oversight Authority. Yes, I think Caroli Omondi was fast on this one.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I've been struggling to go through the report to have clear understanding as with respect to the qualifications of the gentleman being proposed for chairperson role in the Independent Police Oversight Board. I've looked at the report, and I must confess I don't have the benefit of accessing the full academic qualifications, but I notice certain things on page 21, paragraph 56 of the report of the committee. This gentleman, Duncan Ojwang, graduated in 2006 with a Bachelor of Arts degree from Indiana University. He then graduated 2 years later with Juris Doctor, which is equivalent to Bachelor of Laws, in law from Southern Illinois University in 2008. That is 2-year period. Even within the US system where Juris Doctor is allowed, and this actually was a creation of the University of Chicago in the early 19th century, that particular program is normally a 3-year full-time program. So I would be curious, I would have loved the committee to explain to us how this was achieved within 2 years instead of the normal 3 years. And I suspect it is because of this particular situation that this gentleman has not been able to access the Kenya School of Law, because the Kenya School of Law requires a minimum of 3-year degree program, without which you cannot join the Kenya School of Law and qualify to be an advocate of the High Court of Kenya. So the report is not helping this House very much to understand whether this gentleman is eminently qualified for the position to which he is proposed. If you go further, Honorable Speaker, this gentleman graduated with a master's degree from University of Indiana University in 2011. He then obtained a PhD degree from the University of Arizona in 2013. Again, a record 2 years. Again, I've not heard of him as one of the intellectual heavyweights like the late Hastings William Okoth Ogendo or Professor Ojwang or those other people. But a degree, a PhD in 2 years, again, is something that the committee should have provided us with more material to try and understand what kind of system this was. So, Mr. Speaker, as a House, I don't think we should proceed until material evidence is provided pertaining to this gentleman's academic qualifications that we can digest and make informed decision. Correct. Going further, Honorable Speaker, the qualifications of being a chairperson of IPOA is that you must have the qualifications of a High Court judge. And one of those important qualifications is impartiality. Impartiality is not just a function that of what you are doing in a particular case. Impartiality is a test of what you can ask a common bystander in the streets. If Caroli Omondi was asked, if you are asked whether Caroli Omondi is partisan in terms of his politics, what would a reasonable bystander say? This gentleman participated in the NADCO fiasco. He was one of the representatives of Kenya Kwanza there. And we all know how NADCO report proposed many illegalities and breaches of the Constitution to this House. This gentleman was a member of President Ruto's team in the election petition of 20...
There's a point of order, and just follow the rules of the House and debate. Proceed, Leader.
Honorable Speaker, I think, Honorable Speaker, you may not have heard what the Honorable Caroli Omondi is saying of NADCO, which is saying that the nominee participated in the NADCO fiasco. Honorable Speaker, I was a co-chair together with an eminent Kenyan, former Vice President of the Republic of Kenya, the Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka. We co-chaired the NADCO committee, which was formed pursuant to an agreement between Kenya Kwanza and Azimio la Umoja, and passed in a motion by this House. Honorable Speaker, the same report of the NADCO committee was adopted by this House as a report of the House. And Honorable Caroli Omondi says that the NADCO fiasco passed many illegal things without substantiating anything to Kenyans. Honorable Speaker, that is very unfair, not just to the Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka, myself, and the other 10 members of the NADCO committee, but also to this House, and is indeed imputing improper motive on the House. And Honorable Caroli Omondi, Honorable Speaker, must be ruled to be completely out of order, first to be referring to NADCO as a NADCO fiasco, and to also ascertain he may have his opinion, which is just like he has an opinion that any other Luo who is appointed to a position of to serve Kenyans other than him shouldn't warrant. That is why you see you have a problem with John Mbadi. He'll have a problem with Duncan Ojuang.
Order, Caroli, you will get your chance.
But Luos are Kenyans like any other Kenyan, and they must be given an opportunity to serve the Republic of Kenya.
Take
and
your
therefore,
seat.
Honorable Speaker,
Proceed, Leader.
I want to really urge you, Honorable Speaker, that you protect those of our sons and daughters from Luo Nyanza, from the Honorable Caroli Omondi, who has this very high penchant of opposing and belittling every other Luo leader who is proposed to a senior position.
Honorable Wanjala, you are out of order. He is on a point of order.
I am on a point of order, Honorable Wanjala.
Take your seat. Proceed, Leader.
Honorable Speaker, therefore urging you, Honorable Speaker, to protect our sons and daughters from the Luo nation who get positions, appointive positions, like those of Cabinet Secretary John Mbadi, a nominated position like this one we are asking approval for as chairperson of the Independent Police Oversight Authority, a very important job, Honorable Speaker, for Dr. Duncan Ojuang. But more importantly, Honorable Speaker, to find that Honorable Caroli Omondi is completely out of order to be imputing improper motive on the House, following its passage of the NADCO report, on all the members, including the Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka, former Vice President of this country, a great Kenyan who has served this country for many years, senior counsel, unlike Caroli Omondi, who is not a senior counsel. Senior counsel, you cannot be imputing improper motive on a senior counsel, the level of the Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka, that he could preside over illegalities, as he had said, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I'll be contributing, so I'll address the other issues that are untrue that Honorable Caroli Omondi was addressing earlier.
Very well. Honorable Caroli,